I got a story on the Brock match. There's a story out about Brock and Walter. I'll save it for next week because it's not going to go anywhere. One other story that I do want to do because it be interesting to you guys. All these new signings are failing. All these new signings are failing in terms of what they do on TV ratings, crowd responses, all that. I know we're not supposed to talk bad about your boy Cross, so we won't. We'll just talk about all the other guys.
I don't think Cross has done. I thought Cross has done fine in everything they've given him.
Yeah, but that's not. There's no metric for that. It's your opinion.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm just saying that he does a minute and a half promo on a show that's doing 2.3 million viewers. Like he's on SmackDown. It's not like he's you know what I'm saying. It's like Cross is a content creator. Like it's like this thing he does with Rey Mysterio. It's a minute and a half. It's very good. It's good acting and stuff. That's how me and Konnan measure Cross. You know, like everything else, like the metrics on that show are measured by whether Roman's on it or not. You know, like on SmackDown, and SmackDown does well. So
the WWE still look at quarterlies, and they still look at what people do when they're on, or how they're promoted, or YouTube videos and whatnot. So one of the big things that's come out this week is that Triple H made the decision to hire all these people, and this is probably one of the reasons why you're seeing Vince McMahon fishing around and thinking that he's going to come back this week, because basically the way it looks on paper is Triple H hired a whole bunch of people that don't move the needle. He took certain people out of prominent positions. For example, Veer has
Veer. Remember Veer? The Indian guy.
Oh yeah.
So get this: Veer has 4 of the top videos of all of 2022, and he's been removed from main roster TV. He has 4 of the top 2 videos of 2022 because when Veer did a video,
you brought up before how the Indian market's kind of like a fake market. Like the Indian market's they'll do good views, but it's like if you want to go over there and make money, it's like they're not. There's not a lot of money to be made there. You know,
not exactly. The average ticket price when you go to India is £6. It's $6. $6. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the average ticket price that you can get. But the bottom line is that, you know, when you sell your YouTube numbers and everything, which they do, which is we got 10 billion YouTube views or whatever. The markets that the companies that they're selling advertising to don't dig into if that's from India or whatnot or whatever. The WWE know that they don't want to they don't want to do a WrestleMania in India. They know that. They know that they don't want to do a crown jewel show in India. In fact, even when they did a big show they're going to do a big show there in January. They don't even see the point of putting Roman Reigns on the show, because for a while it was going to be Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal, but I don't even think that's happening anymore because it's no point. But the fact is that when you're looking at these metrics, and you took off a guy who's got 4 of your top videos in 2022, and you spent all these money to bring in people that can't chart, the only one that charted out of everybody that he brought in was Braun Strowman's return, which came in at number 8. So you have all these other people, Gargano, Cross.
Well, I would think who are the 2 most underwhelming returns so far? I would say Damage Control and Hit Row. I think have been the most underwhelming of all the people that they brought up, because they've given it's unbelievable how much airtime they give Damage Control. Like they're on both shows. They're on they're on everything. You know, and that I don't know what the metrics are in that, but that does not seem to me like anything that's moved the needle. And Hit Row too is just like they're just not getting any reaction at all, or even doing anything entertaining.
Yeah, I don't like Hit Row. I don't think it resonated with people. I don't know what Hit Row is supposed to be. Whether they're supposed to be this rap group that wrestle or something. I don't understand what.
Konnan, what are your underwhelming groups that have been brought up?
Yeah, definitely Hit Row, definitely Gargano, Candice LeRae, Damage Control for sure. Emma, even though she just got there, but I can't see her popping off. Who else has been underwhelming? I don't know.
The show's kind of underwhelming too.
Yeah, they're kind of losing me with this Dexter thing, which at the beginning I was into. Those are the ones that stick out.
Well, I just think the thing was we got the initial buzz and then bringing all these guys back. Oh, they're back. And then they fall to the WWE creative, abyss where they just can't come up with anything good for anybody.
Well, very much like what people criticize AEW for doing, where they say that these guys come in and then they're on Dark or Rampage or whatever. But like the WWE, because it's Triple H, and because there's this anti-Vince narrative out there,
right?
There's all these like narratives out there, and
we'll just
go with them. So,
real quick, how is there any teeth to this thing where Vince is coming back?
Yeah, of course there is. Like, we knew the day that he left that wasn't going to be the end of it. But it doesn't help when when the numbers are not moving, and you're hearing reports that they spent all this extra money and it hasn't moved the needle. Of course, he's got if things are like moving in an upward trajectory, and you're sitting at Vince McMahon, it's less of a reason to come back. But when you're being advised that things would have blown over with you, and that the company's in no better shape without you, of course you're gonna think about coming back. He's got nothing else to do, and also you got to think it may be a good thing that he's actually sitting back watching these shows and seeing how boring they actually are. And SmackDown's always excluded from it because it's shorter. There isn't anything that happens on SmackDown. It's the same longer matches happening for a shorter period. I'm not in love with anything Triple H is doing. I know you guys were for a long time were saying how much better it is. Do you still believe?
But we were very specific. They took out, and then we saw the return of it this week. Is they took out a lot of the corny, childish stuff, like the 24/7 time. It's like you eliminated a lot of the content that just looks stupid and childish, right? But now we kind of saw a return of the comedic, goofy comedy, the stuff everything returned. But bro, it's just hard to get guys over. The bloodline is so much the bloodline storyline is so much better than everything else. That when you're not even remotely close to that type of content, all the other content looks like, in a nutshell, So
that's and look, Elias is stale. Almost all the women are stale. There's so many stale characters. The Dexter thing has run its course. Gargano, they try to make him like a funny guy. He's not funny. Candice ain't over. I mean, I don't know what's it. And I think there's a lot of these NXT wrestlers that I guess Hunter liked working with, and they were easy to deal with, but they're not coming off as stars,
right?
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100. My co-host Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!